All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. How is it going? Welcome to another Project Healing Waters special. Project Healing Waters fly fishing. Well, fly fishing, fly tying special. Hello, and welcome to another evening of fly tying. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We are here each and every week in support of Project Healing Waters fly fishing. Probably not for much longer, hopefully, as the CDC is easing restrictions and this is and that. Um, Proper authorities are going to be giving us all the green flag to go, go, go. And, it's not just a matter of one entity saying that this is done and we are all ready to meet up once again. There's like a whole chain of command worth of everybody on top of me, above me, that make all the decisions. So we're going to be getting back together sooner than later, hopefully. Um, the vaccine percentages are getting better every day, but the rate has slowed down quite a bit. It's just I don't know. If we're out fishing and the fishing slows down, but you're still catching fish, you're still having you still got time on the water. So, anywho, here we are once again. Today is Wednesday, the 26th. Last Wednesday of the month. We will be moving on to June. Memorial Day weekend. Um, be sure to take some time and pay your respects and honor and however you do it. Um, I guess some people like to get out there and have big mattress sales and discounts on this and that. But for me, it's not about the sales. It's about lowering the flag, lowering the flag a little bit, and yeah, just spending the day reflecting. I usually do that. So, but we are here to tie some flies. And what we're going to be tying tonight is a pattern called the Tequeely. And this is just a slight variation. Um, you get on YouTube here and start searching Tequeelys, and I don't know, there's so many different varieties and variations of it. Um, Anywho, so yeah, we are at it once again. So let's go ahead. We're not going to waste too much time jibber jabbering. We are here to tie some flies. So let's get at it. We'll flip the camera. Boop boop doop boop bop. And there we go. Enough of my ugly mug. All right. So this is a great bass pattern. I for quite some time, the Tequeely was the fly that it was the biggest bass, biggest smallmouth I ever landed was on a Tequeely. And I aptly named that the football bass because wasn't the longest by any stretch of the imagination. It was just thick. Dang. All right. So let's get this going. I had at one point everything was all nicely laid out, but you know how my bench is. My bench is a hot mess. So I am going to be using a size 2. This is a Moonlit, what is it, ML057 3X long shank. Nice long shank, and I got it in the vise like this because you're probably wondering why. Well, if you've paid any type of attention to any of the previous videos, you might catch on that this is how I like to attach my beads. and such. So we're going to be starting with some brass cone heads, large copper. Let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 7 of those left. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Smartmouth. So, apologize for not having a live stream this previous Monday. I actually was super busy and had some other obligations. Um, so we'll just slip that cone head on there. I mean, you're dealing with a size 2 hook. You really don't need to put it on the vise to do that. I mean, that's easy enough to, well, maybe it's not that easy. Yeah, well, force a habit. I think it's a good habit to get into. So, size 2 hook and a large brass cone head. And I'm just going to start my thread right behind. I'm going to lay a little thread base. And we're going to work our way all the way to the back. Using a 210 denier thread, big ol' Danville's flat black waxed. Alright. We're going to be using two feathers on the back end for our tail. And I'm going to be using, where's it at? I'm going to be using this yellow and this black. So the first one I'm going to tie in is my yellow. It's kind of a chomped up yellow, but we'll make it work. We'll measure it out a hook's length. And we'll secure that in at the back end. A few locking wraps. And before I tie in my black marabou feather, we are going to add some crystal flash. I watched about, I think about a half a dozen, or at least I sped through about a half a dozen Tequeely flies, just to see what else other people do out there, and I like the idea of adding some flash, so we'll set that right on top, about the same length. Then we'll fold those back. Alright, I'm going to take my little black marabou. Black, brown, something dark. We're going to set that on top. Alright, advance our thread forward. I'm going to wrap this around the shank, just like I do my woolly buggers. It's going to give us a little bit of extra body. We don't mind a little bit of extra body, not all the time. Let's trim off that excess. Nice tight wraps working our way back. Bada boom, bada bing. How about that? Hey, we got Dave in the house. Good evening, Frank. Certainly Bass Country. Yeah, you betcha. Got Ben in the house. Oh yeah, oh yeah, the rubber legs are coming. Look out. All right. Speaking of rubber legs, we'll get these ones ready. And for the body, I am going to be using, this is a root beer cactus chenille. Some cactus chenille, medium, and boy is this sparkly. Now, do you say root beer or do you say root beer? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Are you a root beer or a root beer? Strip a little of the fuzz off. And then we'll lock that in nice and tight. All right, so right here at the hook point is going to be my first set of legs. James is in the house. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's get these rubber legs. I'm going to do maybe one or two of these with these rubber legs. These are perfect rubber. These are pretty old though, but they are just the right color, bright yellow. I'm going to do a couple bright yellow legs, and then I'll do a few not so yellow. I like some with black legs. All right, I'm going to do two at a time. I'm going to lift and lower. Lift it up, lower it, set it on, and I'm going to do 1, 2 soft wraps. Position this one on this side, position this one on that side, and tighten it down. A few wraps forward. We'll split the difference. So this was at the hook point, and then up here we're going to go between halfway between here and there. And then we'll do the same thing with these other two yellow legs. We'll just lift and lower. We'll do 1, 2 soft wraps. We'll wiggle this one over to this side and wiggle that one over to that side. A couple more locking wraps, and we are done with those legs. Well, I take that back. We're done tying them in. Oh, shadow in the summertime and warmth in the wintertime. That's right. That's right. Okay, let's wrap our cactus chenille, and first couple of wraps we'll pull all the rubber legs forward. And then we are just going to palmer this forward with some good touching wraps. Maybe we'll do 1, 2 wraps behind them all. And then this wrap, we're going to go in between that rear set of legs. So in addition to a few wraps of thread, we also have a wrap of chenille. And usually, for the most part, this stuff is pretty good at just kind of pushing its way through these legs. Another option, if you wanted, is little hair clip, but sometimes you just have to suffer a little bit, and that makes it oh so worth it. And I suppose if you had a full rotary vise, you might be able to just sit here and spin it a little bit slower, maybe. So right there and right behind, make sure you get a wrap right behind each set of legs, and a wrap right in between, and then a wrap directly in front. Super simple. It's a pretty easy concept of a fly. There's no hidden secrets to it. And we'll just work our chenille right up to that cone head. And I'm just going to take an extra wrap right behind there. That'll work. A few locking wraps. And we are good to go. Go ahead and finish this off with a whip finish right behind that cone head. I'm going to do that twice. Trim off our thread, and we got ourselves a Tequeely. Straighten up your legs if you need be, but they should kind of look like they're crisscrossed almost. Nice good amount of wiggly legs in there, and I think that is just a fantastic fly. Questions, comments, concerns? What do we think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. I think I might zoom in a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll just recenter the whole operation, but also in the comments, let me know what you would do for a variation. If you were to add or change a Tequeely, how are you going to tie it? Let me know. Set that off to the side, and we'll do another one. We'll tie this one just the same, and then I was going to do some with some black rubber legs. I mean, your imagination is your only limitation. I mean, well, that and the materials you have in hand, but even then you could source something out. Think of all the different types of feathers you could do for the tail. I'm not going to start listing off a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm just trying to encourage the free creativity of it all. All right, there we go. I was looking for these. I'm sitting here, I still got a girdle bug from the other day, and it's just like looking at the Tequeely. I mean, we kind of got a, I don't know, distant cousin. This little guy is going to grow up to be this someday. I don't know. So, guess what I did yesterday? Well, Steve asked the question, is this a still water pattern or river? Um, I've fished it best in moving water, but I think still water, absolutely. Um, you know what I should find are some stainless steel nails, and we should do some balanced jigs, balanced leech, etc., etc. But with the rubber legs, I mean, that's where you're getting a lot of your action out of. So size 2 hook, where are we at? Large copper. We're down to a few. Bead heads, you could go all sorts of different color bead heads. We'll start our thread up front. We'll lay a little thread base. Give that marabou something to hug onto when we wrap it forward. Really cover a lot of distance with this 210 denier flat wax thread. So Dave ties the one color. Yep, and I think it's like a black. I believe that the color, I think, if I'm correct, Dave, I believe is a brown and yellow, a dark, kind of like a dark chocolate brown. But I don't have a brown. I just have a black. But I do got yellow. Maybe we could do almost a chartreuse yellow. Well, maybe we'll do that. Kind of another variation. We'll see what all we can come up with. So we'll start off with our yellow, and I'm going to go a whole hook's length back there. Nice tight locking wraps. And I'm going to add a little bit of crystal flash. Every time I think of flash, I think of the dog Roscoe P. Coltrane, his dog Flash. Alright, let's see, what do I got? Four strands of pearl, crystal flash, maybe some gold flashaboo. That'd be another little twist in there. Multiply by division. Now we have 8. Wow. Set those on the back side. And then we'll fold these back. And I got them on top, so that way they kind of get sandwiched in between the two marabou. Ooh, a copper colored cactus chenille. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the secret ingredient. Alright, let's get this ran forward. And then we're going to polymer these two together. Nice tight wraps. And you can almost just Run it all the way down to the end of those quills. Work our way back. And there we go. I think we're looking good. All right. So, yesterday I went out and picked up my kayak. Finally, we are officially paddling. I took it out on this breezy day, this breezy afternoon out to Camp Lake and paddled against the wind all the way out and then just coasted on my way back. Good times. All right, so once that's tied in, we'll park our thread right at the hook point where we're going to tie in our rubber legs. These are perfect rubber, fluorescent yellow. Imported all the way from Stillwater. Who knows where that is? All right, let's take one rubber leg. We're going to multiply it. Now we got 2. We're going to do that again. And we're going to give ourselves 4. We're going to tie them on 2 at a time. And these are kind of not stretched out. They're about 2 inches. So each leg, once it gets folded over, measures out about 1 inch or so. Come right up and under. We're going to go 1, 2 soft wraps. Wiggle in place. Wiggle in place. A couple more locking wraps. Fold them back and advance our thread forward. And I'm going to go right in between where these ones are and the cone head. And honestly, these rubber legs aren't 100% exactly the same length, but they're definitely close enough for the Tequeely. Alright, we'll lift and lower that from behind. I just want to make sure they're nice and even at least. We'll go 1, 2 soft wraps. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. And lock it down. All right. Look at all those fun little legs. And I suppose there's a few different ways you could, combinations of how you do your legs, but I'm a fan of having the 8 legs on either side, or you could just do 1, 2, 3, and then you just have 3 legs on either side. I don't know. But the longer the shank, this is why we like these, I like these 3x longs. Give you a nice shank length to work with. I'm keeping my eye open for my teeny tiny hair clip. And the problem with the teeny tiny hair clip is it's teeny tiny. La 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 la. Just kidding. It's not. Oh, there it is. So, if you got one of these little hair clips, you can take them. You can hold that right back and out of the way. And you'll see how long it works. Because I suppose once you get to the leg, you just pull it out. Right, now we got those ones down. See, at a certain point, the hair clip doesn't even do you too much good. I'd rather just bop my way through. So I'll have to look for this cactus chenille and copper. So today I got a phone call from Debbie at Voluntary Services at the St. Cloud VA, and they need some information, and I need to complete a suicide prevention course. And it's just amazing how much data and information is required of somebody to go in and teach and volunteer fly tying, or helping out at the bowling alley, or pushing somebody in a wheelchair. But it's for our own protection and everybody's safety, allegedly. So we'll definitely be getting at it sooner than later, hopefully. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What happened? We had a snafu. Oh boy. What is going on here? Oh, and then it got into the eye of the hook. Okay. Saved it. I don't know what's going on there. Sounds like a good time to just quit. Quit while you're ahead. Alright. We got some leg action, some black and yellow. Actually, that rolled over on me, so I got it's a 50-50 on the side. I don't know if the fish are gonna. I don't know if they're gonna be able to tell or not. But that is a slight variation of a tequeely. What do you know? All right. Let's see here. I also have this fluorescent yellow. I wonder if there's any UV property to that. There it is. Okay, so there we go. So as we can see, we got some UV property to the rubber legs. Not a lot in that tail, but if we add this tail, oh boy. So scientifically speaking, um, there's things about things that make things that glow in the UV spectrum, and supposedly fish are hip to that. Maybe I think they can see that a little bit differently than what our human eyes are able to pick up in the ultraviolet and near infrared or infrared spectrum. It's pretty remarkable what we can see, but what we cannot see, even though it's all there. Just like the fish, we think it's there, but who knows? Okay, size 2 hook. Once again, we got our 3x long shank. These are Moonlets ML057s. It's a picture of a trout, but we're going to be catching bass with these. All right, and let's take our 210 denier flat wax thread. Just lay a little thread base. Boy, who wants to guess? Who wants to guess what the first fly we're going to tie when we get back to face fly tying at the VA? I've got a good idea, but I don't know. I think I might want to. Alright, these are super flimsy. Super kind of weak. So we're going to go try a different one. Yeah. Marabou's kind of weak on the bottom. So I'm going to kind of plump it up with a few extra. Maybe not that much. Alright, measure it out, 1 hook's length. Alright, lock those in back, and we'll add a little dab of crystal flash. Let's go with 1, 2, tray, and 4. 4 strands of pearl crystal flash. Fold them in half, just like that. We have 8. Right there, at the same length of the feather. And then we'll fold those back. because those are going to get sandwiched. In between the yellow, this fluorescent yellow, hot yellow, we'll call this a hot yellow. And our black marabou. We're going to take that the same length as our previous. And I like how the crystal flashes. I got a couple strands just a little bit longer than the rest of the tail. I think that works out pretty neat. So I like taking a few wraps here, folding my material, and then taking a couple wraps right on the shank, because that should help prevent everything from spinning and twisting. Speaking of spinning and twisting, let's palmer all these forward. Really grip them pretty tight. Then we'll get back here and lock them off. I think that'll work. Some nice tight wraps, locking that all down. Has anyone took a torch and lit up a bait fish? Like an actual bait fish? No, I have not. That would be, you know, that would be something to do at my local bait shop. I'm going to stop by the Stoplight Bait and Tackle shop tomorrow, and I'm going to bring my flashlight. Oh, sorry about that. Bumped the camera. That's a great question. Like an actual, huh. So the golden ticket is a copper color, but we are taking the silver stand here with some cactus, chenille or root beer. A&W root beer, where the food's as good as the root beer, right? Let's strip a little bit of the cactus off. Tie this in the back. We'll do a couple wraps. And then I'm going to grab the little tail and cinch that forward, right up tight to that thread. You know what? I'm not all the way back. That's all the way back. Well, that'll work, I suppose. Alright. Rubber legs. We'll stick with the yellow for now. And then the next remaining set, I'm going to switch to some black rubber. Alright, we got one rubber leg, and these are a little extra long, so if these were coming off of a different pack, I mean, We're looking for about an inch or so on each side. Multiply by division. I want to get them to be relatively close, but I'm not going to lose too much sleep if they're not exact. You know, I think a lot of times we can get a little worked up about tying the showstopper fly. We just need it to be functional. 1, 2. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Lock it down. Alright, we'll go right in between, equidistant between our first set of legs and the cone. We'll work our way up and over. Let's go 1, 2 soft wraps. And you know what comes after that? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Lock it down. Lock it down. Boy, look at all those legs. That's a lot of fun. So the question is, I really wonder what's up with that whole UV thing. Yeah, iridescence, okay, no problem, but if no bait fish has any, why should the hunter be able to see it? Well, you know, I'm sure there's got to be some YouTube video or something out there that illustrates, you know, what an actual fisheye view looks like, right? We know what they look like kind of optically, but they never really tell us what it looks like on the color spectrum. And the ability to be able to actually see that. But, you know, it's like if you think of, you know, a fish feeding in the river, you know, it only has just a split second to decide, usually, in certain cases. You know, it's just a mere instant whether that fish has to decide, am I gonna taste that? Am I gonna hit that or what? Is that gonna be dinner? Is that a snack? I don't know. I'm hungry. That's about all they know. Because there's not much to a fish's life. Eat, sleep, reproduce. Go find Nemo, I suppose. Which is a really dark, sad story, Finding Nemo. I'm sure all you parents out there that have had to watch it a bazillion times would agree, but it's like if you take all the fun Disney characters out of the equation, it had some dark stuff. Oh, let's do one more wrap. Nope. Couldn't tell if I was in between the rubber legs or not. tight to that cone head. A few locking wraps. And a whip finish. There we go. How about that? And adjust our legs if need be. And there you have it. That's a hot tequila. Where did our light go? Shazam. Nothing, it's not glow in the dark. I don't think. It's just, it's bright. It's hot. So, I don't know if there's a little bit additional, it's like I look at that and here's a little Vietnam spoon, Vietnam ribbon spoon. And look how bright that is in comparison to what it actually is. So, I don't know. I think it might be done for a reason. Is it just to sell stuff to us anglers, or I don't know. But I think I'm gonna sneak into the bait shop, bait and tackle shop tomorrow, and see if I can't see if anything happens if I light these fish up. What's your prediction? If I go into the bait shop, I don't know. We'll see. But I like a good tequila. All right, I need to grab a Canada Dry. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned because we are going to do a couple other variations, perhaps. I'm going to add some black legs and such. All right, be right back. Hold on. Be like 1 minute maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Let's get the camera switched. Here we go. All right, let me catch up in the chat. So we got a prediction that nothing will happen. The fish with the fish, but some crustaceans should light up. Hmm. That's. I'm guessing. I don't know. I think you might see some. My prediction is crustaceans. Oh, that's close enough for me, man. um, my prediction is going to be that you might see some lateral lines light up. Um, but that's that's about it. I don't think the whole fish is going to glow, but maybe something in the tail. Who knows? All right, let's tie a few more of these up. We've got till another hour. Got another hour going. Let's do it. Let's switch the camera back. I like being able to see myself sometimes. Remind myself that I'm actually here, not just a computer voice. Check this box if you are a human. Which is the most robotic question ever. I hate that. I feel so violated when I have to prove to a computer that I'm the human in the operation. What a world we live in, huh? Size 2. I'm using Moonlit ML057s. Anything with like a 3x, 4x long shank hook. Mr. Dave, if you're still with us, what hook do you tie these on? I'm betting you 9671 would be my guess. This is a little bit size 6, but we still got a 3x long shank. Alright, let's find our cone heads, where you could tie it with a bead head. But I like the cone heads for the tequeilies. One of those things that it's worked so far, so why change it? Oh, Dave, you think the guy's gonna throw me out of the shop? Well, this is the thing. I will first I'll check out some of the Rapalas and some of the other like spin gear and just kind of get a feeling. I don't know. I'll tell him I'm disinfecting it all. I'm with the DNR services and I'm here to give you a quick zap with my UV light. I'll definitely ask. I'll ask him to see what's up first. But I don't know. Oh, the fun we can get into. Good fun, good trouble. I don't know. So I did get out to the Mississippi the other day, and I don't know what it is, but it seems like every time, rain or shine, when I get on that water, the river level just drops. And I don't know about you, but when the river level suddenly drops, it's like a light switch. and the bass are just like not having it. Now, when I'm on the water, the telltale sign for that, for me, what I'm looking for, or what I notice after the fish stop biting, are black rings around the rocks. And when I see black rings around the rocks, sometimes I feel like I should just pack it up and just head back in. But I don't let anything tell me to get out of the water, except maybe my watch, because I don't want to get in trouble. Don't want to outstay my welcome. Because the ability to go back out and fish again is way better. It definitely outweighs coming in late and getting in trouble. Am I right or am I right? All right, we're going to go with a red marabou. Why not? Go red on bottom. And I'm going to go with the same pearl crystal flash. I contemplated for just a split second about using some red, but I think the pearl is just going to kind of be my golden ticket. It's all about that golden ticket, right? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and just pick 4 or 3. I'd say 3 to 5, which is why I'm at 4. All right, let's set that on top. Couple tight wraps. Flip those back. Beautiful. All right, let's go with the black marabou. So Dave goes with a 5x long. Now, when you have a 5x long shanked hook, Mr. Dave, would it be fair to say that you uh, proportion your tail out just the same, one hook's length? I think so. That seems to be a good rule of thumb. When the water level drops, the fish will stop biting. Yeah, that's what happened to me the other day. And then usually by the time I get home, I look at my app on my phone to see what the river level looks like, because it's kind of hard to tell, you know, real time in the moment. But, when we're fishing, when we're fly fishing, we're using all of our senses. Because just as much as you fish by sight, you fish by feel. You listen to your drag on your line. You listen for that fish jumping. And I suppose you could smell the river change. Smell the skunk on the bank. I don't know, how do we use the sense of smell when we're fly fishing? Because we use our eyes to see the fish and the line and all the other things that are happening. We feel the line, we feel the fish hit, we feel the cast. We got to use our timing and all sorts of stuff. The old black and yellow. Now I wonder, alright, we're going all out. So we're switching it up. Now, this is another thing that just kind of, I suppose, is one of those things. But I fail to really see the difference too much. This is a Estaz, E-S-T-A-Z. And this is a fluorescent red by Umpqua. Now, I guess it is a little bit frizzier. Now, mind you, this is a medium cactus chenille. I suppose if it was a little large, maybe it would be like this Estez. But this is they say it's a fluorescent red. Does it glow? Not glow, but does it shine? Not so much. But you can really see, with my eye, I can see the kind of a clear as well as the red in the mix. So let's tie this in. We'll strip a little bit of that fuzz off. Get down to the vein of the body. Now, truth be told, this is my first black and red. My first black and red Tequeely. And, honestly, I've got a good feeling about this. Let's do our first set of legs right there at the right about the tip of the hook. And for that, so you even got 3 sets of legs. This is going to be a crazy legs. This is a black and red flake. Look at this. This has got some good contrast to it. So I'm going to take 2 of these. Fold these in half. And we're going to tie these in 2 by 2. I'm going to lift and lower. I'll take a 1, 2 wraps. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Lock it in. And we'll advance our thread forward right about halfway in between our first set of legs and the cone head. We'll do our lift and lower. Lift it up. Set it right on top. We'll go once, twice, shimmy, 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 shimmy. All right. Let's go ahead and palmer that chenille forward. Boy, this one's looking like an interesting kind of variety, a change of flavor. Ta-da! All right. And when we wrap this, we try to not wrap on top of the material too much. We want as much of that fuzz to Pikachu its way out. Come on, back leg. Get in between that one and that one. Just take your time, work your way through it. The only way through it is through it. There's no shortcuts over this. B-U-T. Oh. You know, I suppose we could do one more set of legs right behind the cone head. Let's try that. It won't be too much of an inconvenience, because we'll stick it right behind the legs, or the legs right behind the cone head. Can we do that? I don't know. We're about to find out. Oh my goodness. Legs for days. But be careful not to trim any of those extra legs off. Oh, that one broke off. Well, I guess it was never meant to be. I like the black and red. I like that. I think that looks pretty sharp. Well, I'm going to crank out a couple more of these black and reds. I don't have an infinite supply of this red, but boy, I like that. I think that's going to fish pretty well. Alright, let's come in with our size 2 3x long streamer hook. And our cone heads when we find them. There we are. Alright, take our large cone head, put it on our large 2 hook. Alright, let's find our 210 flat wax thread. Oh, another good alternate would be a red and white. But I kind of like the look of that black and red. Looks kind of mean. So we'll do a red and black again. Hook's length for a tail. And let's go with some pearl crystal flash. Kind of the cream filling of that two-tone marabou tail. 3, 4. Alright, we're going to multiply by division. Alright. And a black marabou tail. And again, I'll take about a hook's length. Just match that up. Perk the thread right behind the bead, that cone head. And we're going to wrap this around the shank. Perfect. Nice tight wraps, working our way front to back. Hey Dave, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you down the road soon. All right, let's grab some of our red. Boy, I hope Dave's just running out to go catch a fish real quick. I wish I was out there. I think the wind finally is starting to die down. It was a windy day. The temperature just dropped. Talk about a front moving in. So this is the red, fluorescent red Estes. 83314. And crazy legs, black, red, flake. Don't be a flake. We're gonna go with 2. I think it was just a little too much leg action on that last one. This was just a little too much for my taste. Alright, we'll take our 2, fold these over. Trim the loops. And we'll tie these in right at about the hook point. Set them on top. 1, 2. Wiggle, wiggle. Gotta make sure you grab the right one though. Sometimes you gotta make sure they're separated though. Oh my goodness. Right down the side. And that one broke. Can we keep that one in there? Yeah, I think so. Alright, we're gonna try that again. We're gonna just set it back there, pinch it on. It didn't break at the thread, it just like it snapped, which is kind of odd. But we have more where that came from. Lift and lower right on top. 1, 2 soft wraps. Give it a little wiggle. Give it a little wiggle. All right, park our thread right behind that copper bead. And I suppose for this first one we can use our handy little helper hand, aka the claw. Now if you don't have a little hair clip like that on your bench, just don't go borrowing it without asking. Be warned, there are repercussions for just grabbing things and assigning it to the fly tying bench. Concessions will be made, deals will be brokered, and all will be well. But don't just take it without asking, that's not cool. Usually you can say, well, if you ever need it again, let me know. Or you just buy yourself a pack. And another pack for whoever you would normally borrow it from. But be sure to get multiple sizes. Some big ones, some small ones. Hair clips are just a wonderful bench side accessory. Let's keep working our way through, touching wraps. Yeah, buddy. Lock that in. Right behind that cone head. Bada boom, bada bing. Who remembers learning how to whip finish and how impossible it was? It was like some weird kind of magic trick being performed. It's like it made sense, but it didn't. You didn't know what your eyes just saw. Ow. That'd be a sharp hook. Man, that looks really good. That is a fantastic tequila. A black and red tequila. Can't go wrong. It's a nice little variation. I like it. And you know what I'm going to try next, right? You know what's next. The red and white. And I think I have, I'm digging through my legs. Ooh. I think these will be fine. I'll let you guys help decide when we get to that. sorry, off camera. I'm just picking out my rubber legs. All right, incoming red and white. It was in the description. Variations. White chenille or red. I was gonna do a red. Red body. Or I don't know if I have a white. I might. Do I have a white cactus chenille? I don't know. Oh, but we do have this. We could go with a chartreuse body. I thought I had a... Hmm. Nope. We'll stick with the red body. Red body, red and white tail. It'll be a good thing. Some white legs. Only one way to find out, and that's to tie one. The suspense is killing me, I know. Well, it's like right when you got this whip finish figured out, then they throw this into the mix. It's like, what? I cannot, I would have to relearn how to whip finish with this one. Maybe we'll try that after we're done with this fly. We'll cover a couple of whip finishes. But boy, people get, it's part of the reason why I left some of the Facebook groups. People just get so upset and so divisive over how to whip finish something. Well, I've been whip finishing by hand for 32 years and I've never needed a tool. At least that's the tone they're putting off, Could just be some... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we just have this one little bit. It might be enough. Let's see. I think we're going to do one way and one the other. Half hitches work. The thing with a half hitch is your final half hitch inevitably will come undone unless you super glue it. I mean, from my observations, that tends to be the case. And a good quality whip finish doesn't need any kind of head cement. A head cement will give you a nice glossy head and look real pretty. And it definitely it does add, but is that necessary 100%? Maybe, maybe not. So let's go red marabou. About a hook's length. I suppose I could have switched to like a red thread. And I do have, what is that, a 1? That's just a 70. Little thin for this big old fly. 70 denier. That's a quarter of the denier. Oh, crystal flash, where art thou? I went digging for these rubber legs, and now my crystal flash disappeared. There it is. It's not on the bench because it's on the floor. Let's fish out a few of these. 1, 2. That's kind of a sad looking one. 3 and 4. Just like before, we'll multiply by dividing. Right about halfway. Alright, let's grab our white marabou. For the first time, first appearance tonight. Please welcome to the stage, white marabou. Run your thread forward. Oh, this is looking hot already. This is going to be a hot fly. Oh, red and white. We know red and white works. Why does red and white work? Boy, that's a thick stem. Really put the twist on it. That's alright. It's a start. Hey James, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Happy Memorial Day. Which is kind of odd to say. Have a great Memorial Day. Or not happy Memorial. I don't like happy Memorial Day. Uh, enjoy your Memorial weekend. I'll say that. It's kind of like happy funeral. What? That doesn't work. All right. Let's work in this red, fluorescent red Estes. Alright. And for legs, I was going to go with a round rubber leg. Look at this fun stuff. This is all one continuous piece. That's how does this measure out? This goes 12, 24 inches, 48 inches, 24 inches. And the best way to pop these, get right in between. And that helps you peel just one of those off. In fact, I'm not going to peel it all the way off. I'm going to just go about halfway. We want these about 2 inches. Alright, here we go. The infamous lift and lower. We'll go 1, 2. Run our thread forward. That looks good, and we'll do it again. Perfect. Alright. Let's grab all those legs. We'll just fold them forward for meow. Ooh. I gotta relax my back for a second. Alright. Let's palmer this forward. Touching wraps. Nice and tight. Because we know that slack is evil. I dropped my hair clip, and I don't think I'll ever see it again. Because I think it fell in one of the many drawers. Just take your time working your way through the rubber leg minefield. But it does get easier. It's also one of those things that's like when you're fighting the rubber legs, it's kind of like the less you the less you think about it and more just kind of march forward with it, the less hassle the whole thing gives you. Man, a red and white Tequeely. That's a new one. I like this one. I really like this one. Hot dog. Boy, that's a buggy looking bug. So we got red and white. Black and red. And a traditional. We also have one with black. I tied this one earlier with some black legs. Well, let's do this. Yeah, you get the picture. Anywho, well, I think we're going to leave it at that. What do you guys think? Questions, comments, concerns? Let me know. We like these. Oh, why are we trying to give away my flies for Father's Day? That's coming up. That's in what? May, June. That's on the other side of the calendar here. It's coming up, folks. Let's see. Let's do that. Yep, red and white. Something about that. I think so. Well, we do this each and every week, but not for too many more weeks. We're going to be winding down as we get back into face-to-face fly tying, whenever that might be. Should be sooner than later. I'm thinking in the next, hopefully in the next month or so. So, what do you guys think? Let me know. Ah, yes. Well, get me a list. We'll see what we can come up with. We're running out of time, but I think you got enough flies. I'll borrow some of yours. I don't know. We'll leave it at that. I hope everybody has an enjoyable Memorial weekend. Please get out there, pay your respects, and Let's think about what keeps this all together. Happy tying, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please stay healthy. Please stay safe. You betcha. Where am I at? There we are. I'm looking for it.